Okay, so Hank's been here a little over a week, and we're ready to formally introduce the e-collar. So Hank's situation is a little bit different. He was struggling so much with his anxiety that, and he's so big that I actually could not use leash pressure in the beginning. And so I had to go straight to the remote for a lot of things without actually like taking him through the formal process. So now that he's better, he definitely still struggles with his anxiety a little bit, but he's adjusted to the routine. He understands more of what I'm asking of him. He's actually quite compliant. He has moments of like stubbornness, but he's so much better. And so we've been able to get through some leash pressure repetitions and teach him pressure on, pressure off, which is the foundation of everything that the protocols are based on. So now that we've done all of that, even though I've been using the e-collar for him in a lot of scenarios because I wasn't going to just like muscle him around, um, we're going to back up now and kind of take him through the formal process of the e-collars. I don't want to skip any steps and have him not fully understand. So some dogs do require a bit of a different approach, but for the most part, you should always come back to like, okay, now that we've got settled down, we need to make sure and take him through the steps. So I'm just going to do down right now. So the process looks the same for every command. We're going to do priming, where I say the word and use the leash if necessary. And then we're going to take the word away and do continuous stim, where I only do pressure on the remote. So the pressure takes the place of the leash, but I don't give the command. So we want him to learn how to turn the remote off. And then I'll start saying the word again, and we'll go to non-compliant stim. So then he only feels the pressure if he doesn't go down. And this is the same as when we went through the leash pressure reps. So once he learned down, then I'm not using leash pressure unless he doesn't go down. And the other thing that's a little bit different about Hank is that leash corrections don't mean a lot to him, mainly because of his size and partly because of when he decides to be stubborn. Um, I mean, I can use like quite a bit of force and give him a leash pop, and sometimes he just doesn't care. And so that's where the remote will come in handy because the correction has to be something meaningful to the dog. So if he doesn't care about the leash correction, it's not really going to be helpful. So I have done leash corrections, and when he's like in a decent state of mind, it's meaningful to him. But when he's really hyped up, he could care less. Um, so again, not a step I'm like skipping, but it is a shorter step for him because its helpfulness is sporadic. And so the remote collar is going to be more consistent, better communication for him in the long run. So we're just going to get started with that. Hank, down. Good boy. Break. Hank, break. You already don't want to work this morning, huh? And this pancake nonsense, part of this will be the prong collar motivating him to get up. He did this to me a couple times outside when he first got here. And this is just him being stubborn. He just doesn't want to work. It's first thing in the morning. He's not tired. Hank, break. Come on. Let's go. So I ended up just using the e-collar. Again, I'm not going to muscle him around. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to hurt me. The e-collar is just much. He does not want to work, apparently. Sit. You have to. We got stuff to do. Okay? Also, for the first week, I had Hank on the Boss, which is the higher voltage remote, because of his state of mind. And now we're back to the regular one. Now, sometimes I still have to go up really high, but you just use what works. Like, people get really concerned about what number they're on and stuff, but I was on 100 on the Boss, and sometimes Hank didn't care. So that tells you like where his state of mind is. And right now I'm on a 20 on the regular remote, which is a more average. I'm actually going to go down a little bit even. And I'm going to try actually a 10 and see what happens. And so don't worry about the number, just use what works. So these, now we're going to working levels. These aren't corrections. I needed to be higher to get him off the floor because he was just being obstinate. But he's like, I do not want to do anything today. It's the weather, huh? It's the weather stuff. Okay, break. Good. So you'll notice that time he willingly got up. He's like, he's going to learn to avoid the stim. Like, the point is that it's uncomfortable to some degree to make them do whatever it is you're asking them to do or not do. Down. Good. So that was a couple reps of priming. I'm not going to do a bunch. You're basically just telling the dog, like, this is what we're working on now, and then now we'll go to the next. Break. So now I'm not going to say any words. I'm just going to hold the button down. Good. And then as soon as he's down, I just say good and I let go of the button. So I'm going to go down to a 7 because you saw him kind of shake his head. So he's in tune with me. This tells me he's in a better state of mind right now, even though he doesn't really want to work. Break. Good. Break. So I'm on a 7 right now, and that seems to be working. I'm going to go back up. Going up. This times out at 10 seconds. So whether you go up or you just push the button down again, it will shut off at 10 seconds. And I'm just going to keep trending up till he goes down. This is him being stubborn. Good. And I ended up on a 16. No big deal. Break. I'm going to go back down now to like a 12. Why are you looking at me like that? Gonna go up. Going up. I'm still holding the button down. Good. So I ended up at a 19. I'm going to do this a couple of more times until he gets a little bit smoother. And then I'm going to add the word back and we'll go to non-compliant stim, where I only hold the button down if he doesn't do what I'm asking. Break. Try going down a little bit. Go back up. I'm going up a little faster now because I just want him to get it. Good. 42. So, like, don't worry about the numbers. Again, just go up till you get there. Break. And I'm not going to go back down this time because I'm tired of him being stubborn. Good. Break. Good. Now I am using my body a little bit to help him, which is fine. What I want to avoid in this stage is using the leash pressure because I want him to really pay attention to the sensation of the remote and learn to turn it off. If I use the leash pressure, then he doesn't gain that understanding as clearly. Break. Good, that was better. So I'm still in the 40s. So now I'm going to add the word back, and I would only put the button down if he doesn't do it. Break. Good boy. Hank, down. Good. And because he's pretty good on verbal command at this point, your NCS reps will happen more with your proofing. So, Hank. Good. And you want to do this with a leash. So when I call his name, I want his attention, but he should not break command. And that's something the dogs have to learn, because most dogs have learned to come with their name, or at least move in some way, even if their recall isn't that good. And so we have to kind of untrain that. I actually don't want him to respond to his name. And that's mostly for being out in public. People ask the dog's name and then you answer and then they break command. And that's not what we want. So you should be able to say their name and they should still stay in command. And then you have the leash, because like I'm going to stand on it to make sure he doesn't actually like go anywhere. And then I'm going to put the button on until he lays back down. Hank. Good boy. Good boy. And then you want to reinforce that. It's like he heard his name, he gave me some attention, but like he didn't actually move. And step over you. Hank. Hi, good boy. He's a good boy. Who's a good boy? Now he's not getting up. Good job. So we'll make this proofing. Nope. Going up. Good. So we'll make this proofing harder. And every time he gets up, the button will go on. And we'll do that for many days, possibly weeks. It depends on the dog and like how many repetitions we get in, and what makes him break command and what we need to do extra proofing on. And then eventually we'll go to corrections. But this is where we'll be for the next couple of weeks. So this is just the start of week 2 for him. And so we'll just be applying this to each command, going through priming, CS, NCS, and then we'll just be proofing all of the things all the time. So, good boy, Hank.